Good morning, Minister.
Morning.
You're an early riser. Thank you for your time. Talk to us about this social compact.
Well, it's taking place today. It comes after a long process of preparation, engaging with civil society, private sector, government as facilitator of the process. The most important thing is that we definitely need a socially coherent nation.
Why do you think this is necessary, Minister? What is it about our social cohesion project that is not gelling together?
Well, it's not really about gelling, but it's about a journey which started in 1994. Remember, before then, there was no nation to talk about. Before 1994, we were divided along ethnic groups, Afrikaners there, Zulu, Xhosa, and everybody. It's only from 1994 that, in the true letter and spirit of the Constitution, of using our diversity as our unity, then the contrary, as it has happened in the past. But we've been talking about this over a period of time. We've reached a point now where we go to the bolts and nuts of how this happened. You can't talk social cohesion, for instance, if you exclude a conversation on economic inclusion, for instance.
And that's a tough debate to have, because right now that situation is getting worse.
That's a tough debate, and that's the kind of debate we want to put on the table so that you don't shy away from those tough debates, resolve them, because there are other social variables which we need to deal with, issues relating to intolerances in our society. Rather than talking about them or reacting to them as and when they happen, we're putting them on the table. We're looking at the broader consultation and engagement. We're not going to be agreeing on everything. But what is important is that we are conscious of the second phase of transition, that having ascended to political office democratically in 1994, this time around, we've got to confront issues of economic emancipation.
Minister, I can't resist this, and I want to latch onto your words of intolerance that we see in our society. You're a very senior member of the governing party. Just yesterday, on the back of the arrest warrants being issued for the former president, you have elements within the youth wing of the party saying, do not push us too far. If the courts are going to act unfairly towards the former president, we're going to see unrest in this country. You have his son, the former president's son. We spoke to him just moments ago. I think you were listening to that conversation. He appears to blame the judge and says the judge may be impartial because she's friends with some within the ANC, and he mentions the name of Derek Hanekom. How do you drive a project like this when you have this kind of agitation that is happening?
Well, you know, the convention, it's a national convention. It's not going to be dictated to by anecdotes. We're looking at systemic issues facing our society. As I said, primarily, we're looking at the three resilient fault lines in our society of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. Deal with those things, deal with intolerances in a comprehensive fashion, be it racism, xenophobia, and so. So we're not going to be drawn to some side shows, incidents, because there are many of those.
What's your message? What's your message?
No, the message.
And I'm asking you to wear your ANC cap here. You're a senior member of the governing party.
Yeah,
here is the youth wing saying that you're pushing us in the manner in which you're treating the former president. Do you think the former president is being unfairly treated in the courts?
No. Look, there are many incidences which may border on intolerance, which may border on all other divisions in society. I am not going to be drawn to an anecdote. I want you to focus squarely on the broader issues we are going, because you'll pick up that incident because it's interesting to you, there are many incidents our people are
Your
facing.
leader, the ANC says it's a leader of society, Minister.
Yes,
and that's something that
yeah, but that's an
happily
anecdote.
Put out there. But I'm saying to you, here are members of your party.
Yeah.
They're agitating for unrest in the country.
No,
simply because
unrest.
the former president is before courts
Unrest.
for alleged corruption.
Listen, unrest will never be tolerated. Unrest in this country, it's a constitutional democracy. We have the law enforcement agencies that can't, again, distract us from the broader agenda, which ended actually during Codesa time, where South Africans across all divides come together and say, what are the challenges we are faced with in a country?
Minister, you obviously are not going to be drawn on this issue, and you've clearly avoided that well. Let's talk about happy issues very, very briefly for me. Miss Universe, Zozibini Tunzi, is going to be arriving in South Africa soon. There are tours scheduled for Johannesburg, Eastern Cape. I think that's going to be quite a thing to watch, and Cape Town. Talk to us about details around her arrival and what it means for our country.
Well, mainly what it means, because first and foremost, here is a girl coming from a rural area in South Africa who decided to beat all the odds and said to the world, your social circumstance cannot be a determining factor for your position in the social station. She's at the apex of the world, and South Africa should celebrate. Our message to South Africans is that let us celebrate our own. Let us get out there to support her, as she will be going, as you saw the Springboks, she will be going from one province to the other. The most important thing for us is that young girls in South Africa have somebody to look up to. Young boys from a leadership position have somebody to look up to, and all of us as society should support her.
Minister of Arts, Culture and Sports, thanks indeed for making the time to speak to us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.